Hello, all my Wildwood friends. We are back for Chapter 7 in The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame, called The Protector of Small Creatures. Now, I'm going to give you all a minute to focus and look up here. Look at this beautiful teacher of yours, your favorite teacher. And now, let's get ready. You ready? Hey, are you ready or not? Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do it one time and not have to ask multiple times. You have to answer your questions with complete sentences. Yes. All right. Let's get started with The Protector of Small Creatures. It was after 10 o'clock at night, and Mole lay stretched on the riverbank, still panting from the heat of the day. He heard the rat's light footfall, and, sure enough, Rat plopped down next to him. "You stayed late at Otter's," said Mole. "I'm afraid the Otters are in trouble," said the Rat. "Little Portly is missing again." "He's always straying off," said the Mole lightly. "But no harm happens. We found him ourselves, miles from home." "This time it's more serious," said the Rat. "He's been missing for some days now. The Otters have hunted everywhere. They've asked every animal, too, for miles around. Otter's more worried than he'll admit. He is going to spend the night watching by the shallow area where he gave Portly his first swimming lesson. It was there he used to teach him fishing, and there young Portly caught his first fish. The child loved the spot. The Otter thinks that if he wanders back from wherever he is, he might stop there and play. Perhaps so. Otter goes there every night and watches." "Rat," said the Mole, "if this is serious, I simply can't go and turn in and go to sleep and do nothing, even though there doesn't seem to be anything to be done. We'll get the boat out and paddle upstream. The moon will be up soon. We'll take a look around." "Just what I was thinking myself," said the Rat. "Daybreak is not far off, and we may pick up some news from early risers as we go along." They got the boat out and worked their way up the stream. All night they searched. The dark was filled with small noises, songs, and chattering. They explored hedges and ditches and tunnels. The moon, serene and alone in the cloudless sky, did what she could, till her hour came and she sank towards the earth and left them. The Rat sat up suddenly and listened to a breeze. Mole looked at him with curiosity. "It's gone," sighed the Rat, sinking back in his seat again. "No, there it is again." Entranced, he was silent for a long space. "I hear nothing myself," the Mole said, "but the wind playing in the willows." In silence, Mole rowed steadily, and soon they came to where the river divided. In the middle of one side was a small flowered island. "Now I must surely hear it," cried the Rat. "Joyous! Ah, at last! I see you do!" Breathless and transfixed, the Mole stopped rowing. No birds sang. A heavenly melody floated through the fresh dawn air. All the colors were brighter. All was peaceful, still, and lovely. Slowly the two animals landed at the island and pushed through the blossoms and hedges that led to a little level with fruit trees. "This is the place of my song dream," said Rat. Mole felt a great awe fall upon him, not from panic, but from wonder and peace. He lowered his head. Something noble was very near. The music stopped trembling. Trembling, Mole raised his head and looked up into the very eyes of the friend and helper, the protector of small creatures. He saw the curved horns, the stern, hooked nose between the kindly eyes, the bearded mouth broken into a smile. He saw the rippling muscles on the arm and lay across the broad chest, and the hand holding the reed panpipes. He saw the splendid curves of the shaggy limbs on the grass, and saw, nestling between his very hooves, sleeping soundly in peace and contentment, the little, round, pudgy, childish form of the baby otter. "Rat!" Mole found his breath to whisper, unsure if the Rat saw what he saw. "Are you afraid?" "Afraid?" murmured the Rat. "Oh, never! And yet I am afraid." Then the two animals bowed their heads humbly. When they looked once more, The vision had vanished, and the air was full of the carol of birds. As they stared blankly and whimsically, little Breeze brought instant forgetfulness. For this is the last gift that kindly protector of small creatures gives those to whom he has revealed himself. If forgetfulness were not given, daily life could no longer other happiness against the memory of such an experience. Mole rubbed his eyes and stared at Rat, who was looking at him in a puzzled sort of way. "What did you say, Rat?" he asked. "I was only remarking," said Rat slowly, "why, there he is." Portly woke up with a joyous squeak at the sight of his father's friends. Then, looking for something he couldn't find or see, he finally sat down and cried. The mole ran quickly to comfort the little animal, but Rat looked long and doubtfully at certain hoof marks deep in the soft grass. "Some great animal has been here," he murmured slowly and thoughtfully. "Come along, Rat," called the mole. "Think of poor Otter waiting up there by the shallow area." The two animals loaded Portly into the boat and paddled down the river. As they drew near the shallow area, the mole lifted Portly out. They watched the little animal as he waddled along the path happily. Looking up the river, they could see Otter tense and rigid, and could hear his amazed and joyous bark as he bounded up through the willows toward his long-lost son. "I feel as if I have been through something very exciting and rather awesome," said the mole, "and it was just over, and yet nothing particular has happened." "Isn't it jolly to feel the sun again soaking into one's bones?" sighed the Rat, leaning back and closing his eyes. "And listen to the wind playing in the reeds." "It's like music," said the mole drowsily. "Dance music," murmured the Rat. "The lilting sort that runs non-stop, but with words in it." "You hear better than I," said the mole sadly. "I cannot catch the words." "Let me try and give you them," said the Rat. "Lest the awe should dwell, and turn your frolic to fret, you shall look on my power at the helping hour, but then you shall forget." "But what do the words mean?" asked the wandering mole. But no answer came. The weary Rat was fast asleep. All right, my friends, that is the end of chapter 7. Make sure you answer your questions, as you've already reminded me, with complete sentences. Make sure you click submit, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See you tomorrow.